Hello YouTube, welcome back to more Soul Silver Movelocke. This is episode 3. I am your host Valkyriel, and today we're going to be moving on to Violet City. I did a little bit of off-screen leveling, so we got Jess in the front doing work. We got her flapping her little Pidgey wings, and I think I put her up to level 8. Level 8. It seemed about right, considering she doesn't really learn anything until like 10 plus. So I just have Tackle and Sand Attack. And I really didn't want to get beaten up by any of the Rattata on this little route here. So I plan to use her a little bit. I did say to the person that I named her after that I would give her a little bit of love and be using this Pokemon, so I definitely can't go back on it now. I really did plan to use Pidgey in my lineup anyway. For a long time, maybe the entire playthrough. We'll see. It depends on what I need at what particular time. Pidgey should be primarily my own flying type Pokemon. She should be the one to learn the HM02 Fly, which will give her a huge advantage. You might not think about it, Fly being a particularly strong move, but when your strongest attack on a Pokemon will be Gust, Fly is like above and beyond in terms of power, so that's what we're going to be looking for here. We're going to be looking for any kind of damage spike we can get. We're going to send out Cinder to make a quick work of the next Pokemon. I'm really excited to get to Bellsprout Tower. I want to get through that, and I want to hit the first gym to see, well, it's not really going to get exciting until I hit Whitney. Whitney will be the trainer that I'm going to probably have trouble with. I don't believe I'm going to be able to get a Pokemon that will know any Dark-type moves for Morty in Ecruteak City. That one's kind of scary. But then again, I will have Elemental moves, and Jess will know Gust by then, so that won't be a problem. I'm also kind of afraid of Jasmine. Jasmine, I'm like, oh fuck, what do I do? So, we'll see. I'm not really sure. It's going to be very interesting, and I hope you guys all stick around. Let me know in the comment section what you think about a Movelocke. Do you think it's a good idea? Do you think it's going to be challenging? Do you think you could do it? The idea is that your Pokemon cannot learn any more moves after they have learned 4. So, for instance, whatever Cinder learns after Ember, I can't remember exactly what it is. She won't, or he won't, rather, be able to... Oh, no, Ember is the last one. Okay, so no more moves. Cinder can't learn anything else. Ember is the final move, and I'm glad he did learn Ember, because that is going to save me if I run into any battles that I'm not prepared for. Which is, it's really kind of funny when you think about it, that like I'm really relying on these low power moves that are like my super moves. like, oh, Ember, yeah! Ember, love you! Save my life! When Ember's actually horrible, and it's like typically one of the first moves that you get rid of when you have a more powerful fire type move. So it's going to be really interesting. I did, at one point, have a suggestion made to me that every badge I get, I should be able to teach one Pokemon a move. And I did like the idea, I really did, but in interest of making this difficult, I don't want to give myself any outs. And you know, it might get to the point where there's really a crossroads where I can't do it, like I just can't beat it. And I want that to happen. I want this to be as challenging as possible. Gen 2, with the Gen 4 update, is not particularly hard. It's a gen that I know fairly well, even though previous to this recording I had forgotten what the first city was. I was like, I think it's Violet, but I can't remember. Should probably look that up. But I figured it was Violet, so I'm going to stick with that. And then I figured out that it was Violet, so duh! Alright, we're going to come over here and get this little Pokeball. We're going to fight the next Pokemon Trainer. I could get Togepi. Togepi, just by default having Metronome, could be really helpful. Like, really helpful. It could go horrible, or it could just be, like, amazing. And I'm not sure if I'm willing to commit to that. So, We'll see. Because Togetic is cool. I like that Pokemon. But I'm not really into the evolution by happiness. That's a huge time commitment that I don't really want to make. So when you do see me get Eevee from Bill in Goldenrod City, I might just, like, I don't know if I can get Eevee Bite. If I can get Eevee Bite, great. That would be fantastic. What I might do is I might look up what Eevee learns and when Eevee learns it, and if I evolve Eevee into something particular, like Jolteon, can I get an electric move on him before? And it'll be really interesting to see. There was also one loophole that I thought of. I was walking home from work the other night. I could, by default, put my Pokemon into the daycare, and once your Pokemon have hit a certain a level, they'll learn the move, and the daycare will overwrite one move at random. So that was something that I thought about, like, oh, if I really got stuck, I could put my Pokemon in the daycare, and then the daycare could cheat for me. And then I was like, no, that doesn't really make any sense, considering the idea was that I didn't want to have any kind of moves learned. So I won't be using the daycare. The daycare is another thing that I'm eliminating completely. I also was not going to teach moves by breeding, given probably couldn't breed decent moves with default moveset anyway. So all of that aside, I'd like to pose to you guys a question. Question of the day, I suppose you would call it. What is the hardest Nuzlocke if you have done one? What was it, and what exactly did you do in it that made it so difficult? I'm interested to know whether or not other people have come up with like difficult variants of Nuzlocke too. I did come up with Soul Link, which was incredibly difficult. Probably, I would say, the hardest Nuzlocke I've ever come up with. And it, when I say difficult, I mean like it was seriously difficult. If you're unfamiliar with the premise of a Soul Link Nuzlocke, the basic premise is like it's a derivative of kind of like a wedlock. So it's a co-op only, where you can basically catch a Pokemon. Say, for instance, I caught a Pokemon on Route 3, and then my partner also caught a Pokemon on Route 3. Those two Pokemon are tied together forever. So they have to be played at the same time, and if they die, then the other one is forfeit and it must be released. So your success is strongly dependent on your teammate's success. So it's almost kind of like you could be, you know, your best friend could be your savior or your worst enemy. And I had a lot of fun playing through the Soul Link that I did. Granted, I never got to finish it, but I was really into it, and it was working out. It might have gotten really hairy later on because I was Soul Link of Fire Red Omega, and Fire Red Omega is brutal in difficulty. But it was great. So I could throw a link up in the description. You guys can check out the Soul Link if you want. Also, make sure to comment in the comment section down below. Let me know what you guys thought of the episode. I know it was a kind of a short one, but there will be another one up in a couple days. I'm kind of thinking about running a side series that I upload every other day in conjunction with this. So let me know if there's any kind of game that you have in mind that you would like to see on the channel, because I'm totally up for doing whatever right now. I also want you guys to hit me up on Twitter at DCXValkyriel. Make sure to follow me there for all my updated tweets. I post some weird stuff sometimes. Also, you'll be able to see whenever I upload the video on YouTube. And make sure to share the video. You know, if you know somebody else that likes Pokemon, send them this video really quick and tell them to give it a watch. I would really appreciate it. Thanks for watching, everybody, and stay tuned for the next one.